what was your initial, desire in joining the program? And like what have you been able to do so far? Like what are the biggest takeaways?
So initially it was to lose some weight and build muscle.
Yeah.
That has happened. I've dropped from 228 down to 204 as of this morning.
Wow.
So um
Doesn't look like you've
yeah,
lost any muscle either.
no.
Yeah. That's
Which
amazing.
which is impressive due to I spent all December either sick or injured or unfortunately both.
Right.
Um I got arthritis in my knee and my back from years of bodily abuse.
Yeah.
Um I spent my 20s very drunk doing a lot of really drunk things that I don't remember.
Mm. Yeah.
So fun fact about me, I'm a recovering alcoholic. I'm 5 years sober as of August.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So uh, I uh, I did a lot of really dumb shit in my 20s. Most of my 20s were a blur, so there's a lot of injuries that I developed from just, drunk people activities. Um, I was a drunk kid in Florida, so you can only imagine how that went.
Right. Yeah. The
But
Florida man on the news. The Florida man meme.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Um, but yeah, so I've come close to my initial goal. My initial goal when I started the program was to break 200, to
Hmm.
get back down to like 190 ish.
Hmm.
And that's still my goal is to get down to 190. Eventually, I'd like to get back down to 170. I
Hmm.
think that's my goal.
Yeah.
Which we both know BMI is a scam and it's whatever, but you know, um, because so my wife, she's a nutritionist. So anytime I bring up my BMI, I get that lecture. Um, she's a she's a handful, but she keeps me on track.
Yeah, right on.
But yeah, I really don't get into the gym as much as I do need to, but I have gotten away from that constant eating and constant snacking and that firehouse meals.
Yeah.
Um, the seven bowls of chili and then the ice cream. It's like, okay, I'll have a bowl and a half, maybe two bowls of chili, and maybe I'll have some ice cream if I'm in the mood for it,
Yeah.
you know. Um, but like even today, I'm still eating three times a day. I'm not, you know, adverse to eating at all. I still have an appetite. I'm still eating. Um, I had a bit of a rough spot in December with that. I was off some of my medications, so I was only eating once a day, maybe twice, and supplementing with a probably a lethal amount of caffeine. Um,
Like the fire
I
service. Yeah.
Yeah, just 13 Red Bulls a day. It's fine.
Oh, it's
It's
baby weight, dude.
Yeah, gotta get them numbers up.
Yeah, what the hell?
I'm I'm actually on a tolerance.
Cool. Well, is it safe to say then that even if we've had some hangups, whether injury or sickness, illness, and any of the other barriers, you've still been able to make steady progress inside of this program and working with Kyle?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well,
Um, when I
uh,
started, there was no way I was doing any of the workouts well, and now I can sit down and I can do three or four of the workouts really good, with like good form. Your videos have definitely helped on that in the classroom portion of it, so
yeah,
A plus for that.
thanks.
Um, because before it was just me throwing weights around, looking like a CrossFit junkie.
Yeah,
Um, and that was just that wasn't healthy for my joints.
yep,
So
right on. Cool, man. Well, I have another question, if you wouldn't humor me, but I'm sure that you, like anybody else, was very hesitant to like sign up for an online fitness program, especially
yeah,
one that's specific as firefighting. But now you have like some hindsight and we've built trust with each other. And the reason being, like, there's just a lot of bullshit out there. You know, we can call it what it is. Like,
Yeah.
there's just a lot of bullshit. People get burned. Like, there's just bad coaches, there's bad programs, bad follow through. And so people are skeptical, and I'm sure you're in the same, but like to do something like this is to take a risk. And, thinking back on where you were when you first started the program and now with what you know, I'm wondering what you would say to yourself or what kind of encouragement you would give, either to yourself or to somebody who like would be on the fence about like, hey, should I, shouldn't I? Do I take a risk? Do I invest in myself? What would you say to those people now that you've been through like parts of this program?
It's the age-old meme of Shia LaBeouf. Just do it, you know. This isn't a CrossFit program. A lot of these firefighter programs, and I say that with quotation marks, are CrossFit. Because let's be real here, that's the big thing that everyone's doing right now is CrossFit, CrossFit, CrossFit.
Hmm.
But that doesn't lead to a long-term goal and a long-term healthiness of 10, 15, 20 years down the road, especially for these younger guys. I'm in my 30s, right? I cannot be doing CrossFit. It's just not feasible. It's not smart.
Yeah.
And so this is, if I were to say this to myself, hey man, this is a structured program with structured workouts. You're not throwing weights around. You're actually like working your muscles. Like I can feel the burn when I do the workouts, when I actually get out a chance to go to the gym. Like right. But yeah, for me to go back and tell myself, hey man, this is a program that's going to help you in more than just working out. You know, my last program, and I think I told you this when I initially started, we had our first conversation months ago, was uh, my last program put me on 1,800 calories a day, CrossFit workouts, um, like 200 grams of protein a day, just some ungodly amount of like, just this shit doesn't make sense,
Hmm.
you know. And I lost so much weight and muscle mass that it
Hmm.
just kind of burned me. It's like you said, people get burned.
Hmm.
And but yeah, if I were to talk to somebody else, be like, hey, these guys know what the fuck they're doing. They're not just out here trying to get your money, trying to make you do all this crazy shit.
Right. Yeah, man. It's about the long game. That's everything that we're doing here is like, hey, it's like with any approach to anything, we're just applying it to this kind of lifestyle. Like the question should always be like, if I need to do this like for the rest of my life, am I actually doing this in a way that like, can I do this for the next 20 years? Like if I were to lay it
Yeah,
on a table, hey, okay, it works, great, but like for how long? Like as long
yeah,
as my body keeps working, as long as I can like keep it up, as long as I have the energy. Yeah, but like, is this something that you can do for 20 years, 25 years?
yeah,
That's the real question. That's the flex. It's like, no, I can do it. Maybe I'm not going as hard, balls to the wall. Maybe I didn't drop a bunch, but you're saying like you drop muscle too. Like there's so many detriments that come with eating like that and training like that. I'd rather just see you do slow and steady, maintain your muscle mass and just lose the fat mass and just get progressively better for the rest of your life. That's that's the goal, you know. And I will say, dude, even with your hurdles and stuff, I want to acknowledge that it's great to have a good program, but it also takes like two to tango. It
yeah,
takes you to actually do it.
yeah,
Like, provide this program to everybody that signs up. Not everybody uses it the same way. Like we can call it what it is. Like
yeah,
to get results means that you did it. That's the evidence. It means that, and that's all that it takes. Like I said it during our conversation when you first signed up was like, man, I'll provide everything else to you. Like all you have to do is show up. If
yeah,
you do that one piece, then and you follow this path, then you'll move in the direction that you're looking for. But it takes you actually doing it. That's the one thing I can't do for anybody in this program is sit down and get inside their brain and force their body to move. I can't force you to
yeah,
execute. So just the fact that you got some of these results and that you are showing up consistently despite barriers despite some of the hangups, well, that says a lot more about you as a person. It says a lot more about who you're becoming than it does about the program. So I wanna take a minute to
yeah.
just acknowledge that, man, for real.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I got some good motivation back to the station house. Recently, I was uh, gifted two new rookies.
Mm.
So I'm the senior private. And this program has definitely helped me like sit down and go, okay, these kids are young. They're 20, 21. I think one of them might be 22,
No.
right?
Yep.
They're young firemen. This is their first time doing this game. I was like, I gotta be that senior private that shows up and can do the job so they don't just see this out of shape fireman who's in his 30s who's just like, oh, this is what you gotta do. And then they're gonna be like, eh, even though I know what I'm
No.
talking about.